soccer, I used to feel indestructible. There was no challenge I could not tackle, literally or figuratively. As I got older, I got better, and I started to play at a higher level with girls who were better than me. But then, as I grew into my own body and the stakes got higher, my confidence plummeted. Making mistakes became something to fear, rather than see as an opportunity for growth. My previous invincibility became an intense fear of failure, even in low-stress situations, playing with the boys at school or scrimmaging at practices. The physical space that I occupied so effortlessly as a kid became something I was intimidated to step into, let alone excel in. I was conscious of my body and the space it was taking up. Soon after, I took up swimming. Being in an environment where the entire goal is head down, move through the water as fast as possible was comforting to me. I could almost disappear. The ups and downs that came with my development are not uncommon. Girls begin to feel distressed about their bodies at an early age. Girls face multiple challenges in today's society, from a pressure to be polite to a portrayal of impossible standards in the media. According to the UK's Mental Health Foundation, body image issues are present in both boys and girls, but girls are more likely to be dissatisfied with their appearance and weight than boys, and 46% of girls reported that their body image causes them to worry often or always, compared to 25% of boys. My insecurity did not manifest as an eating disorder or body dysmorphia. Rather, it appeared as an intense desire to be inconspicuous and maintain perfection within sports. My freshman year of high school, I started playing water polo. No more head down. To succeed, I had to rise up out of the water and take up space. This was a challenge, but one that I took head on. Now, I view my body as a powerful, capable mechanism. I'm not sure why this was the case for me, but I find myself incredibly lucky that it was. Clinical psychiatrist Gail Saltz attests that having some stamina and some muscle allows for your body to be more enjoyable, not just because of how it looks, but because of how it feels. Being strong and capable allows for girls to enjoy the process of taking up space. My experience with sports was the beginning of a problem that becomes more complicated in the classroom and workplace. At about the same time in my life, I began to feel an intense desire to be quiet and inconspicuous in the classroom. For me, and for many girls, this is most present in math classes. According to one study, disparities in both confidence and achievement in math between boys and girls are visible by third grade. With reading, on the other hand, a gap appears favoring boys during kindergarten, but narrows during elementary school. Since the early 2000s, public concern has been focused on boys in the classroom. Elizabeth Hubeck described how teachers see boys overall as having more trouble sitting still, less focused and engaged during class, less willing to take on leadership roles, and generally less motivated to perform well academically. Even though the struggles of boys in the classroom is a real issue, the number of studies done on girls' inability to speak up has lagged far behind since important studies done in the 1980s. In a number of those older studies, all part of a phase of research done on girls in the classroom, quantitative analysis revealed that girls spoke, on average, 154 words per turn, whereas boys spoke 319. In addition, girls took 36 turns, as opposed to 73 taken by boys. Girls contribute far less to classroom talk than boys do. Several studies show that when speaking, girls feel a pressure to shorten the amount of time spent sharing their thoughts. Teachers even tend to favor male students when calling on participants. When I heard this, nothing resonated more. I have ideas I know are valuable, but I have the urge to either keep my sharing short or keep my ideas to myself altogether. This is not always a negative. It can be important to keep concise, but when it continually impacts my learning and my own voice becomes unfamiliar, I know that there is an issue. Out of the classroom, amongst adults, as you have all probably experienced, talk can be overtaken by men. Men interrupt more, control the topic, and use aggressive tactics in order to gain opportunity to share. This results not from a woman's desire to remain silent, but rather, according to a study done by Swan and Gradle, an intricate social hierarchy that seems to endow men with greater power than women in social interaction. This continues into places of power. The Harvard Business Review relates an anecdote of an instance when Senator Kamala Harris was continuously interrupted by her male colleagues when questioning Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Renee Graham of the Boston Globe declared simply, "To be a woman is to be interrupted." Being silenced in the classroom can turn into being silenced in the workplace. Even somewhere as supposedly equitable as a congressional hearing, women's voices and ideas are still not heard. With more and more restrictions and expectations placed on women's bodies and choices, it becomes increasingly important that each of us learns how to take up space, to use our bodies, to raise our voices, to allow ourselves to be heard. We should not be shut out of the conversation. Thank you.